Joe, that's a Hall of Fame terrible take right there.
No, it's not. It's true. It's so true.
What?
Boy just choked. Straight women booty and let the ball go.
Say what again? Say what again? I dare you. I double dare you.
LeBron James
puts up a three.
LeBron
Rebound box. Back out to Allen. His three-pointer. Bang! Irving and Curry. One-on-one. Irving puts it up. It's good. Kyrie Irving from downtown.
Oh, yeah, but we'll get to explaining and debating in a second.
Deserve.
Joseph,
What we do?
how we feeling? How we
Hey.
feeling?
Damn, you had to call me a loser one more time before
I
you
ain't
cut
call
it
you-
off.
I
Damn.
ain't call you a
Damn.
I ain't
He's
called
a
nobody a
loser. Who are we talking about when Dev said that?
Chris Paul.
Yeah, still a loser. Still a loser. That's what I thought. Had to be Chris Paul.
Yeah.
That's
Only
fine.
one that makes sense.
Loser.
Only one that makes sense. But skipped a week. That was slightly unintentional. Very unintentional, actually.
I mean, it wasn't really. I don't even
weeks
think we
just be getting
text like
away
should we. Yeah,
The weeks just be getting away from me sometimes, Joseph.
I feel that.
But we got some stuff to
Till
catch up
January.
on. Big
Happened.
trade in the WNBA last night. We got some more Jimmy Butler drama today. We got a red hot team out in the West.
You know,
We'll play a little start, sit, cut, a little buy or sell, and then we'll get up out of here, Joe. Super Bowl that too, by the way.
I saw that news last night too on Twitter before I even got a notification, and I was gonna text you, but I was out and about. Said, let me leave this man alone. I was out. People were like, "What are you laughing about?" I said, "Nothing." I said, "You wouldn't understand." He wouldn't understand. It's rough.
Let's start with our aces, Joe. So we got a big 3-team trade here in the WNBA. We got Kelsey Plum on her way to LA. We got Jewel Lloyd on her way to the Aces. And then the second overall pick is going to the Storm. So, Joe, I want your just overall reaction to this trade. Is there a winner? Is there a loser? Did everybody win? Did everybody lose? How are you feeling about this trade?
I can't believe. I hate to say it, but I feel like everybody won in this situation. I think Plum had to go. To be honest, we talked about it all last year. It felt like they just needed more role players and people who were gonna stick to the script and what got them there. It felt like Kelsey Plum was kind of getting out of there a little bit and playing a little bit of selfish ball, which I mean I can't blame her for that. But I think that's just better on. She needed some fresh air. It worked out for everybody. The Storm getting the second round pick, I think the second pick is a sleeper. Like that could be pretty good. That's pretty scary.
Yeah. I'm not sure who's going to be the second overall pick this year. So I'm not, it's not like last year was a very good draft. That top end of the draft last year was very, very good. So we'll see if it can compare.
They say, you still got 2 years before the draft is like really, really good again.
Yeah. So we'll see. As we're talking about the women, we should also mention just Unrivaled is doing their thing as that has started up. So that's been fun to keep up with. But with regards to this trade, yeah, Joe, I'm kind of torn on this one. I think the team that I feel best about in this trade is the Sparks. I think the fit of Kelsey Plum with them is the easiest one. They need another guard out there that can go get a bucket, right? Rakay Jackson was very good last year. Cameron Brink looked good while she was healthy. But they kind of need that bona fide bucket getter, right? The very consistent. Rakay may develop into that as well. But I think Kelsey Plum is instant offense. She's already established in this league, and honestly was playing kind of a second or even sometimes third fiddle with the Aces.
Yep.
Just because of who was all on that team. So I think that's a really good fit there. Jewel Lloyd to the Aces, I like. It's gonna be another season. I think it's gonna be interesting to see. We'll see. I don't know that you can really call her much of a role player. I mean, that's another star power in the league.
True.
I think not as reliant on shot creation and getting shots up as Kelsey Plum, so I do think she fits better with the Aces than Kelsey was at this stage of her career. But I kind of want to see. I want to see it on the court a little bit. I want to see it on the court, see how she truly fits in with Asia. Is Chelsea Gray going to be back? Like all of these kind of different other questions that need to be answered first. I feel really solidified, in my opinion, good about Plum to the Sparks. We got to see who the second overall pick is. So as of now, I feel best about LA.
I can't hate that. You don't care about the Storm pick.
I gotta see who it is. I would be lying to everybody if I said I knew off the top of my head who those top kind of players are going to be in this draft. Right? It's not Caitlin and Angel and all the star power that was in the last ones. So once we get a little closer, I'll do my research. And kind of get up to date. But as of right now, not ready to say that was the perfect move. I do think it makes sense for the Storm to try and infuse some youth in there. So I think like that aspect of it makes sense. It's just, is that pick going to be the kind of star that they need? But let's move to the NBA now, Joe. I promise you, I am as tired as everybody else is about talking about this. This just keeps hurting my heart that this breakup is taking this long and is as ugly as it is getting.
That's what Jimmy do, though, man.
As of today, Jimmy Butler has now been suspended again. This time it's indefinitely. They are saying a minimum of 5 games. The details of this, so apparently Jimmy walked off on their shoot around before their game that is going on right now with the Magic because he was informed that he was not going to be starting. They were going to start Haywood Highsmith over him.
Oh, they playing games.
Yeah. So Joe, what's your take on
Hey, bro.
I'll let you go first because I got a whole lot to say about
this. This is what Jimmy Butler do. Everywhere he go, he wear thin. This is just what Jimmy Butler do, and he's sitting there, he's throwing a tantrum and trying to get to where he wants to go, but he just realized that he's not the upper echelon superstar that he thinks he is, and he's not gonna be able to placate and get what he wants. We saw this happen with Dame Lillard too. Dame Lillard thought he was the top of echelon superstar, and he was not. And guess where he is? Cold ass Milwaukee. So I think this is gonna end up playing out the same way for Jimmy. It's just Pat Riley's not gonna give Jimmy up for nothing. So I think that's what's the thing that's taking the longest, more than anything. But this is just something that's going to continue to happen because Jimmy wants to be up out of there, and he's not going to cow down to anybody. And Pat Riley's going to do the same thing. It's 2 bulls butting heads and going nowhere. So it's just a bad situation that the only thing you can do is get rid of Jimmy. Literally, that's the only thing you can do. Pat Riley's just trying to find the best options to get rid of Jimmy because he's not going to do it for just because.
Yeah, Pat's not going to just placate to Jimmy and just say, okay, fine, you're throwing a fit. Let me just do whatever you want to do. Like, he's not going to do that. I am steadfast in my opinion that the Heat just completely fucked this whole situation up. Like they just ruined this entire season. They've probably ruined next season, all because they didn't want to commit to one extra year of Jimmy Butler. I don't get it. Like, I just don't understand what the plan is. If you were going to have a down season, I don't know why you're forcing it on yourself before it had to happen. Right? Because without Jimmy, realistically, this team is not doing anything this year. They can be a nice team. They can be a fun team. They can be a play-in type team. They'll be annoying for somebody that has to play them in the playoffs. Like, I'm not saying that they can't do that. But without Jimmy, you're not competing.
Not at all.
You're not competing, right? So at the end of the day, you're going to have to give up a season at some point when the Jimmy Butler experiment ends. I would do it on the back end. I would get the last year or 2 out of it before you feel, and then you can try and move them to another contender or something to get to restock on some picks or something.
Everybody's not LeBron though. Man, 30 gonna be 37.
I mean, sure, but I'm just saying right now he's still very good. Right now, this season, I've seen Jimmy put up 35 and 17 in a game. Like, he is still very capable of doing the Jimmy Butler things that has been carrying the Heat for since he's been there since 2020. So I don't understand why we're quibbling over $2 million the next 2 years, and then just that one more year on the end of his contract. For what? So you can say that you stood up to Jimmy Butler? Like, is that the point that Pat Riley does he care more about being able to say that than leading the Heat to a potential playoff run? Like that's what it just
no one's
bothering
above
me
the
about
culture, bro. Don't hate on the Heat culture now. You love it so much. Don't be mad that it's being enacted.
But is it? Like Jimmy Butler, it's not like Jimmy Butler before all the suspension drama started. Could you say Jimmy was not showing up to play?
No, that's
Looked like Jimmy to me.
Yes.
No, not before the drama. The last full game he played before he got suspended was a 35-17.
Okay, I'm talking about the last 4 years. He is not reliable in the regular season. He plays when he wants to play.
No one else on the Heat should be paid because they're all just as unreliable as he is.
Yeah, that's fair. You don't have a good team.
I mean, won the finals in the last 4 years. So I mean,
because of Jimmy,
pretty good.
Yeah,
exactly.
And the coach
so
and Eric Spoelstra. Hey man, sometimes you got to cut bait.
Yeah, and sometimes you
Everybody
don't. You just do anyways. So that's my whole thing with the Heat. Like we were kind of talking about before. You're gonna start Haywood Highsmith over him.
Yeah, that's
like really.
Come on now.
That's what we're doing.
That's messed up. Yeah, that's ridiculous. Yeah, that's ridiculous. You're doing that on purpose.
You're doing that because you knew he would have a reaction. You would have another excuse to just suspend him.
Yep, exactly.
Just pay him to go away then. If you're gonna
come on now. They're not gonna buy him out.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying pay his contract, but say stay away from the team until we figure out a trade.
Send him to Washington. Be a real dick.
I do think Jimmy might be playing some 3D chess here, though. He keeps saying send me anywhere but Memphis, but I'm sitting there looking at the standings like Memphis is third in the West.
Why does he keep saying that?
I'm thinking he's trying to bait Pat Riley into sending him to Memphis. That's the only thing I can think of. Or the only other thing I can think of is Jimmy's first year with the Heat. The Heat's big midseason trade was trading for Iguodala, Jay Crowder, and Solomon Hill from the Memphis Grizzlies. Now, if you remember, Iguodala refused to suit up for them.
He did.
There was something going on there. So I don't know if he, from their time together on the Heat, heard some things from behind the scenes.
That's a great point. He showed it.
No, I'm not gonna go there. That's the only thing I can think of. But
yeah, because John Morant, Gilbert Arenas 2.0, probably got.
Well, but that was. I think, if my timeline is correct, that was the year. No, I think that was the year before John Morant. I think that was the year that led to them getting John Morant second overall, if I'm remembering correctly. Because I'm pretty sure that COVID year was the year that Zion and Ja were doing crazy things in the tournament and everything. So not completely sure. You might be right. That might have been now you got me second guessing. That might have been his rookie year.
I think that was his rookie year.
Because there was no tournament.
Because I feel like I feel like they talked shit when they played the Golden State Warriors in the playoffs.
Yeah,
because Iguodala was back with the Warriors. Yeah, he was pissed.
Well, no, but Iggy would have been with the Heat.
I don't know.
Nonetheless, not enough, not important enough to remember. But speaking of the Grizzlies, they have won 6 in a row. They're up to third in the Western Conference. Joe, technically, they're in third by percentage points. 6.5 games back, tied with the Rockets of the Oklahoma City Thunder. What do you make of the Grizzlies on this? They've been playing pretty good since Ja's been back and healthy and been able to stay in the lineup. They've been hooping. Hooping.
He'll get hurt again. He has to change the way he plays. Still out there trying to dunk on Wemby for no reason and stuff. It was a great highlight, but you can't. You're too small. You can't keep doing this stuff, man. That's how you get hurt. So he's gonna get hurt again. It's gonna be an ankle. It's gonna be something. He's gonna get hurt again. But they look good. We gotta give some respect to Zach Edey. Like I hate it to say it, but hey.
Oh, he's playing good.
He's playing good. They really needed him too. That's like the one piece they were missing. They needed that Steven Adams type player back, but Steven Adams lost a step, and you saw it. That's why, and he kept getting injured. You just couldn't stick with him. And Zach Edey has been working out big time. It's been working out with him and Ja. So I like what they're doing. I'm gonna keep watching, but Ja's gonna get hurt again. So unless Ja stays healthy the whole season, then I can have a conversation. But then again, they still don't have the experience in the playoffs because Ja hasn't been around. He's always hurt.
What I think is interesting, and I'm glad you brought up Edey. What it has allowed them to do is to put Jaren Jackson Jr. back where he is supposed to be, at the
So he
4,
doesn't have to sit there
not
and
at the 5.
fake like he can rebound.
We don't. Yeah, fake rebounds, fake blocks. Yeah, all the fake
All
stats
that.
that they were giving Jaren Jackson. But I think that just unlocks. Now he can, for spans of the game, can slide down to the 5, but having him be like your kind of full-time player at the 5 is almost as asinine as trying to ask Bam Adebayo to be your full-time 5.
Or Anthony Davis.
Well, to an extent, Anthony Davis just needs to kind of suck.
We
it
need
up,
another
but,
big. I'm better when I'm the 4s.
I'm sick of hearing him cry about that. But nonetheless, I think Edey is a good piece. The one benefit from the time that Ja has missed in these last couple seasons is I feel like it's really helped Desmond Bane develop,
yes.
and he's a pretty good second option. I still think for them to like truly be a contender, they need that. I think I like Bane more as a third option than a second option.
I agree with that.
So it's kind of one of those things like Jimmy Butler would
be nice.
Would really kind of complete that team and seems to kind of fit the culture there, except for whatever he has beef with them allegedly. But no, they're a good story. I'm glad that they're back to playing good because they were a really exciting team just 2 or 3 years ago. But then, like you have mentioned, Ja's injuries have just derailed them and
Always
made
an
them
injury, yeah.
not very fun to watch.
They'll be decent, but then when it's time to get serious, they just can't compete. They don't have that guy. If Ja's not there.
Yeah, like you look at the standings too. Like they're sitting at 3 right now. If the playoffs started today, we're very long ways away. Obviously, they'd be matched up with the Clippers. That would be an interesting series to try and pick right now. There's obviously a lot of health assumptions you have to make on the Clippers side with
the Clippers
Kawhi.
Have been good though. Okay.
They have, but then like they also just like go through these ruts where it's like, okay, you're kind of exactly. So I don't know. Maybe they are the perfect 6th seed, but
yeah, that's good.
I don't know. Playoffs are today. I would have a hard time picking that series just because it's hard to get the name recognition of like a Kawhi and James Harden. Well, not James Harden. Kawhi.
James Harden's been playing balling this year, bro. We can't do that, bro.
I said playoffs.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
I said a playoff series. We know how that goes. No, Harden has been hooping this year. No shade. He has been hooping, but it would be interesting. Your Lakers are kind of lurking around that same area. They are tied in terms of games back with the Lakers. Or I'm sorry, with the Clippers. So yeah, I mean, it's just there's some interesting teams right around there that the Grizzlies may have to play, but nonetheless, happy they're doing well. But I want to do a little start sit cut. Just one this time.
This is gonna be tough.
And we're gonna call it the Jimmy Butler trade edition. We're gonna talk about a lot of the pieces that are kind of floating around here. One, you got Tyler Hero, who will remain on the Miami Heat.
Talk about Jimmy Butler more than the fucking Cowboys.
Zach LaVine, now that the Bulls are apparently trying to get their name in the mix of this trade. And then, of course, Bradley Beal, the piece that has to leave Phoenix to complete the trade for Jimmy. So start, sit, cut based off of how you think they're doing right now and then how you think they're going to kind of finish this season. Start, sit, cut. Hero, LaVine, Beal. What you got?
I'm starting Beal because I've seen him when he's had the opportunity to be the number 1 guy, put up 30 plus and be able to take his team to the playoffs. Now I'm saying that he's not going to get you to the promised land by himself, but I don't even think any of these guys are if they're the number 1 option. So I'm going to start Beal. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to sit Hero. I think I've seen Hero. I think he can do what he can do. I think he's a really good offensive player. He's coming around. He's getting better and better. I just don't know him being the number 1 option. It's kind of tough for me to see. And then you already know how I feel about Zach LaVine. I'm cutting him. I don't think he does anything to provide towards winning. He just cares about his own stats. And you see it everywhere he goes. It looks nice. His stats look nice, but his team don't win. That's not a real point guard. He's a shooting guard, acting as a point guard. Well, I don't even know if he's a shooting guard. I guess you consider him a shooting guard. I don't think he. Exactly. That's all he cares about is getting his shot up. You know how I feel about LaVine. I don't think he contributes to winning at all, so I'm cutting him quick.
Yeah, this one's tough for me because of the leap that Hero has taken this year. while he's trying to be the number one option on the Heat. And it's just kind of hard because, like you said, last time we saw Beal as the number one option, he was still him. You know, he was still out there getting buckets. So I think I'm not going to have to. I don't disagree with you at all, Joe. This rarely happens.
I'm smart.
This rarely happens. Good on you for having a good day.
That's what I do.
Yeah, I'm gonna start Beal, sit Hero, and I'm cutting Levine. Just interesting is Levine was also, I believe, the trade piece that sent Jimmy Butler to the Timberwolves. So it'd be interesting if he's involved in this mess again. But yeah, I think for a lot of the reasons you said, Joe, just I think the peak that we've seen from Beal is just higher than anyone else. I've seen Beal put up 40 in the playoffs before. We've seen him average 30 for an entire season not that long ago. He can play make when he's asked to play make. Exactly. It's gotten pretty close to me with Beal and Hero, and that's probably not great for our boy Beal, but still all three entertaining players for sure.
For sure.
And two of the three I think can actually help you win. But from start, sit, cut, we'll go to buy or sell, Joe. Buy or sell, the 76ers should just blow up the team. When I say blow up the team, I mean trade Joel Embiid, trade Paul George. And you're obviously keeping Maxey because he's still young.
Oh, absolutely. That's what I was going to say. You got to build around Maxey. And the other McCann, who got hurt, I know that sucks. That sucks that he got hurt because he was looking nice and looked like he was going to be able to develop. You got to blow it up. Joel Embiid, you need to get him out of there. The pity party, the not showing up in shape, always being injured. You can't count on him. You got to let him go. And then Paul George out here talking about he bored playing center, and bro, he never wants to help the team win, and that's why when he's the number one option in the regular season, that should look real nice. But when shit get tight and ugly, he can't handle the pressure. We've seen it all his entire career. When shit get ugly around his life or shit get ugly on the court, he just can't handle the pressure. So I don't know what they were thinking by bringing Paul George and Joel Embiid together. Thought that shit was gonna work because you knew they weren't gonna be around come playoff time. They barely been around in the regular season, so you gotta blow it up. It didn't work. It is what it is. Damn near everybody needs to get fired. You new front office and everything because the shit isn't working. You got to do whatever you can to get rid of anything that suggests that you guys tanked years ago. No process, nothing. Anything or anybody that has any relevance or touched the process should have gone and been gone.
No, I'm with you. I'm buying. I would double, triple, quadruple down on blow that shit up. You are never going to win Joel Embiid being your best player.
Nope.
The Philadelphia, maybe Embiid can go somewhere else, kind of refocus his mind and become a productive player for someone else. But as long as he's in that building, I do not see him doing that. He is
zero accountability.
Look, some of the injuries, it's just unfortunate, right? That especially with how young he had the injuries. But in terms of, like you said, there is zero accountability from Joel Embiid. He needs a Jimmy Butler on his team, or I would have thought even Kyle Lowry could have maybe held him accountable.
He got rid of Jimmy Butler.
Embiid did not want to get rid of Jimmy Butler. That's very clear. They like each other a whole lot. But I am not putting a bunch of young guys around a guy like that does not hold himself accountable. We heard the reports, I think it was either earlier this year or last season.
It was this year.
Tyrese Maxey having to hold him accountable for missing too many meetings, showing up late. You cannot have that shit from your best fucking player. There's no way. You've got two very promising guards in Tyrese Maxey and Jared McCain. Build around them, blow it the fuck up, get as many pieces as you can, see if some trash organization like Washington will throw in an Alex Sarr or something like that, because all Washington knows how to do is make some fucking mistakes. See if you can go find some other young players and draft picks. Get those two out of there. I mean, Paul George, you might get cash considerations in the second round pick for him. Like, I don't know who's given up anything meaningful to get Paul George at this point. But yeah, those two get him out.
Does he bring his podcast with him?
Of course.
If you get the rights to that, that might add a little bit of money.
Podcast, I don't know.
That's what he is at this point.
Maybe I'm being too harsh on Paul George. Maybe there's a team like Detroit that could that would want to try. I don't know. I wouldn't want to put him like.
Detroit, I would not have a young team like that and throw Paul George in there. Like, yeah, we're about to try to make a playoff run.
Yeah, my thing with Paul George is I don't know that I see necessarily the same lack of accountability as Joel Embiid. If I would not take a Joel Embiid if I was like a Detroit, I would not mix him in with all that shit. But for some,
the Magic.
See, I don't know. The I'm bored thing pisses me off though. I'm not gonna lie to you. The I'm bored out there when I ask about playing center. Paul George.
First of all, that's a lie. That's not how basketball works anymore. He act like he's sitting there playing the 5, like he's sitting there posting up on offense. You're not doing that.
You're not out there being some goddamn rim protector.
No,
okay?
he's not.
They're trying to spread the fucking floor.
It's
Miss me with all that bullshit. So,
so ridiculous.
No. Send them both to Washington. They'll fit perfectly in right there. I would take Kyle Kuzma over having both
that.
Those.
Send them to Canada. Fuck that. Get them out of here. Send their asses to Toronto.
I mean, yeah. And like you said, Joe, anybody that touched the process, get them out of the organization.
Yeah.
Get them out.
That's a shit stain you can't get rid of, bro. Just throw that underwear away, bro.
And I'd probably even get rid of Daryl Morey at this point too, because you co-signed the latest
from James Harden and all. Yeah, you get. Yeah. Then you went to Paul George. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, dog, you out of here.
Get him out of there. Get him out of there. Blow it up. Start over. You got some good young pieces. You got lucky in the drafting, so build around them. Next up, Joe, buy or sell. Warriors are cooked.
They're cooked. Terrible. What I see a stat today, I'm buying it. They're cooked. I saw a stat today. What? They're 1-20 when they're trailing in the third quarter. That means you're a bad team. When I watched them on national TV the other day, I said, "Who the fuck is this on the court?" When they took Steph Curry, they had Wiggins, Draymond, and 3 random niggas out there, and I was like, "Oh, it's bad. This is bad. They got a G League team out here. They doing Steph Curry so wrong, bro." And all I keep hearing is LeBron and Steph Curry friendship has grown and all this blah blah blah. They both in hell. Steph Curry and LeBron both in hell. They with 2 organizations that don't know how to build around them anymore. You got one team that puts a whole bunch of old people around an old motherfucker, and then you got another team that has an older person, and they trying to develop young talent, but they keep busting on the young talent, or they just don't know how to develop young talent. So
the
Warriors are
cooked. Lakers actually been looking all right.
Yeah, they cool.
Lakers been looking all right.
Cool. They cool.
They look a hell of a lot better than the Warriors look right now.
No, yeah, the Warriors are cooked. They're bad. They're real bad. It's Steph Curry. If Steph Curry not making the shots, who else is making it?
And shit, sometimes when he makes it, it still don't even matter.
Not enough. Not enough.
I'm gonna sell this. I'm not gonna overreact to the rut that they're in right now, but they're getting real close.
No, it's bad.
They're getting real close to just stick a fork in them. They're done. I'm not gonna say all that. You know what? Really, I hate to say this because I don't.
Where's the Steve Kerslander?
I don't.
I'm just saying. You see the lineups that he's putting out there. I know you see the lineups he's putting out there. I'm just saying.
But what seems like a really weird inflection point because he shouldn't be that much of a factor. That trade for Dennis Schroeder just seemed to fuck everything up.
I knew it
would.
Like
they had been playing well. Like they had such a good start to the season, and all of a sudden it was like they made that little trade. And I think you and I both talked about it. We're like, I don't really see why they did it. It's like I don't necessarily hate it.
They're that pressed.
It was like why? And lo and behold, I think you were actually more against it than I was, and you were.
I saw what he did. I saw what he did with the Lakers.
I was gonna say you brought up something about how he fucked up chemistry somewhere else, and man, he fucked it up again. God damn! I guess you probably can't trade him because of
it's too late now.
Rules.
I don't know what they're gonna do. I don't know what they're there. They're cooked. They wasted Steph Curry another year of Steph Curry life.
Ain't that something? Ain't that some shit?
And that's still a new arena. They need to be selling tickets.
I mean, they'll sell tickets as long as Steph's there, but
facts.
Yeah, I mean, whew, man. All right, last one, Joe. Buy or sell? The Cleveland Cavaliers are no longer a contender. They're 5-5 in their last 10. They've lost 3 in a row. They are far from that peak that we had seen just a couple weeks ago. They're obviously still far and away the 1 seed in the East. They're up 4.5 games on Boston, who is also not in their best form of the season, but buy or sell, Cleveland no longer a contender.
They are who we thought they were. It's nice. It looks good. They can be a 1, 2, 3 seed. It doesn't matter. It's Cleveland. And they're not going to win without LeBron. Like, they look good. They are a really good team. They got depth, but like we had this question a couple weeks ago and said, did we really think that OKC and Cleveland could be a NBA Finals preview? And I was like, I don't have faith that Cleveland can get through the East. I don't. They haven't proven it before. Donovan Mitchell has looked good. Darius Garland has looked good. Those guys have looked really good. They got a lot of depth, but I'm not buying it. We've heard this before. We say this every year about a team in the East or the West, a team that surprises people. They get up being one of the top seeds, and then the playoffs come around and say, "Welcome to the real life." And it's time to play more serious games now too. So I wouldn't be surprised if they start losing games and the Celtics start winning games. This it's the serious part now. It's less than 42 games left in the season. It's time to get serious. All-Star break coming up, so I wouldn't be surprised if they start losing. I just never really thought they were a contender, so I guess I'm buying it.
I'm gonna sell it. I'm gonna sell it.
You don't even believe that yourself.
I don't think they're gonna win.
No.
But to me, a contender is somebody that could. If I think they could at least make it to like the conference finals, they got to be a contender, right? Because that gets them just too close to the finals. And I just look at the East. I don't know, Cleveland and Boston. Yeah, I considerably think that Boston would beat them. Cleveland and New York, I could see them beating New York. I'm not that high on the Knicks.
Yeah, yeah. What about Cat? Yes, sir.
You know how I feel about Cat.
Yes, sir.
Cleveland and Milwaukee. I think Cleveland's actually a really good matchup I think it's a good matchup for Cleveland against Milwaukee with having both Mobley and Jared Allen. So
yeah, that's fair.
It wouldn't surprise me. And then everyone else in the East, not really any other real threats. Not if there's no Jimmy Butler.
I know, it's just bullshit, bro.
I mean, maybe the Magic with Paulo coming back. But even then, Mo Wagner's out the rest of the year with the ACL injury. So
you just ignored the Pistons.
I like the Pistons.
They look good.
You know what pisses me off about the Pistons, Joe? Last season, before the season started, I had them as one of my play-in teams. And then they looked so damn bad that they were like going to be the worst team in the entire NBA. I'm finally seeing the team that I expected to play last year with Cade and Ivy and Duran and Isaiah Stewart, all these young pieces that were finally coming together. I was like, y'all make me look like a jackass for a year before you could start doing this.
They also had a coach that wasn't trying to coach.
I mean, he was the highest paid coach in the league.
Yeah, but I mean, his wife was going through cancer treatment and shit. They was paying his. Yeah, like it was a crazy.
Wait. So now you care about this shit?
What are you talking about?
When I brought up at the beginning of the year that Jimmy Butler was missing games in the regular season because his dad was dying.
No,
that's not
what I was saying.
No excuse.
It's not an excuse. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it was a dumb organizational hire to hire somebody and say, yes, well, you can leave and do what you got to do to help take care of your wife and we'll help pay for it and all that. When you got a young team, why would you get a coach that has other priorities that are number one besides the team if you got a young ass team? That's what I was trying to say. Whatever. Don't nobody care about what you got going on in your life when you get on that court. When you touch that court, don't nobody care.
You're not wrong. All right, Joe, you know how we end the show. We choose love. We choose violence. What you got?
I'm choosing love. I hate to do it, bro.
Wow.
Shout out to the Chiefs. Pat Mahomes, bro. They saved us. We got a black Super Bowl again. Josh Allen messed it up. We could have had light skin versus dark skin in the AFC, but he messed it up. But at least we got a black Super Bowl. So shout out Pat Mahomes and the refs. Y'all got it done again. I'm going to find a way to put this man up there. It was nice. It was pretty. Now, Jalen Hurts will win. That'd be nice too, though. Light skins, we need a dub since the Drake situation. So shout out to Pat Mahomes and Jalen Hurts. Just saying, we trying to get back up there. and we gonna need it because Kendrick Lamar gonna push us down at the halftime show. So we gotta do something. So shout out to the light skins. We back, baby. It was a
I'm
rough
actually
summer,
choosing.
but we good winning.
I'm choosing violence. I'm choosing violence on the
I
exact
know you're
same
not.
switch we're talking about. I'm
Okay.
so sick of this. I'm so sick, just specifically with the Chiefs and Bills discourse. I am so annoyed just with all this discourse about, oh my God, poor Josh Allen. What else could he do? All right. Has Josh Allen played some amazing games against Patrick Mahomes and still lost? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Not denying it.
He also fumbled the ball 4 times in the game.
Yesterday, he tried his damnedest to give that game to the
In the
Chiefs on
first drive,
multiple occasions.
yes. Oh my God, he was throwing that bitch like he was super
right
reckless.
To Casey, yeah, the old Josh Allen came back yesterday.
Yes, he did.
This entire Josh Allen, this entire year, where he just was being super careful with the ball. It was like, damn, like they are really hard to beat when he's like not a reckless jackass for half a game.
Facts.
And then all of a sudden, we get that first drive of the game. Boom. He throws a strike to a KC defender. He takes one play off. Boom. Throws another strike to KC defender. I'm like, okay. Then we're on a 4th down. Push. We're just going to reach the ball out like we're crossing the goal line. Fumbles. They luckily recover. He's trying on a 2-point conversion. He's trying to dive in and then decides to try and lateral it at the last second. He was doing all the reckless shit again.
Mm-hmm.
All of it again. Then people want to come out, well, what about the refs? That 4th down, they actually converted it. Okay, it was close. After looking at it from all these different angles, I think he might have got it. There's no way in hell you're reversing the call, whichever way it was from what it was on the field, though. There's no way you're doing that. So like, people say, oh, the refs are cheating. The refs are cheating. Like, oh my God. The Bills get just as much ref love as the Chiefs do. All right. The Chiefs met their match in terms of refs giving bullshit calls to the other team. They met their match. The Bills get it all the time. The only quarterback that might be more annoying in terms of getting calls than Patrick Mahomes is Josh Allen. All right. I live this one twice a year, every single year. I get it. I see it all the time. He flops just like Patrick Mahomes does. He toys with that line of getting down or getting out of bounds just like Patrick Mahomes does. I am so tired of the Bills being this like victim that everybody wants to rally around and try and support. The NFL changed the goddamn overtime rules for the fucking Bills because they lost at that 13-second game. Okay, I'm so tired of all of the excuses and pandering to Bills Mafia.
Great white hope,
good. They're a really good team. Not denying it. They kick my Dolphins' ass twice a year, every single year right now. I get it, but goddamn, like it's okay. They lost. You know how many teams lost to Brady?
Facts.
A lot of teams did. It happened. Get over it.
That 2-minute drill was terrible. That was
terrible.
First of all, why are you calling a toss play on 2nd down? They call it a toss play. I'm like, oh yeah, this is dumb. I'm like, what are y'all doing? You got a 2-minute drill. I get it. You can run the ball. You can run the ball well. That is not the time to do a toss play. Just got blown up. I was like, this is dumb. And then they did the QB draw or the QB power. They're dumb. Dumb. There was so many dumb plays.
I am so tired of their shit. Oh my God. Like everyone just acts like they're like this victim.
They feel so bad for them.
Like they didn't get to play the games too. They played. They lost. You know what it is, Joe? That's what Buffalo fucking does.
Yeah.
Whenever they get to the playoffs, they find a way to fucking lose. They went to 4 straight Super Bowls in the 90s, lost them all. They have now met Mahomes like 3 out of the last 4 years. They fucking lost. That's what they do. They're losers. We talked about the beginning of the show. Who was Devion talking about?
Who's the losers? Full circle.
He was talking about the goddamn Buffalo Bills. That's what he was doing.